talk on member or not, I did see that we had a new member today, so I am going to continue to throw the respect on the members there. All right, this is a Venus Cazimi message. The Venus Cazimi is in Libra, but it's in Libra at 29 degrees, and it's getting ready to shift. Like I said in another Venus Cazimi video, this one will be a little bit more long-winded. But like I said in another Venus Cazimi video, here's what we have to be very aware of. When your value systems change, values being considered something that is very subjective to you, all right? It matters to you. It does not matter to your partner. Recognize the title is literally trauma drama, and the trauma is really what's happening in Scorpio. But before we get to the trauma, usually we have hit the final straw that creates the trauma, right? So the final straw is like our open enemies, which is the house of Libra. It's the seventh house, the house of open enemies. Libra is the lawyer, right? So when you are in a court of law, you know who the plaintiff is and you know the defendant. Thank you for that early thumbs up. Like I said, today I made it possible to chat whether you're a member or not, all right? It doesn't matter if you're a member or not. Today you can chat. So let's say that you're a lawyer and you're the defendant. Now you're in a court of law. So these are your open enemies. You see the plaintiff, you see the defendant. The Libra, the last straw before the trauma drama starts, is like when you get deep into the marriage, right? Which is like Scorpio, which is the season that's coming. Scorpio season, the season coming. Thank you for those thumbs up. Everybody can chat today, member or not. This is important. I want you to actually, I opened this chat up, and I want to say this right now early. I opened this chat up to talk, member or not, so that you can share what are the trauma dramas that are basically in the process of rising from the surface as it's asking us to take in new thoughts and new ideas. We have to understand there's an eclipse coming in like 3 days. Motherfuckers is pretending. I feel like some people are so afraid of Scorpio as an energy itself that everyone's pretending that there's not an eclipse coming in 3 days. You know what I'm saying? So like, I know I see it, right? But it's like, I feel like the whole world as a collective is choosing to say, I'm not gonna look at it, and as long as I don't see it for 1 month and a half, all the planets will be out of Scorpio. The sun will leave into Sag, Venus will leave into Sag. We're gonna skip Scorpio. We're gonna skip what it means to merge, and we're gonna skip the trauma that merging has. Look, ready? Even if you have two energetic frequencies, there is always, to intertwine, there's a collision, right? There is a painful process that must be undergone in order to merge. And if these two things are not symbiotic or equal in energetic frequencies, they will split. They will split. And if they are, they will merge. And even if that is a painful process, because merging has never been told to anybody as simple, but this is Scorpio. After we leave Libra, right? So after we leave the social politics of a relationship and business and love, Venus is there. So our value system has been completely updated, rewritten, rewired to say, this is what I need in a relationship. This is what I need. Here are the things that are not negotiable. Thank you for those thumbs up. I do see you in the chat. Thank you for the thumbs up. Here are the things that are not negotiable. Here are the things that I'm willing to negotiate, shift, and change. Here are some new fresh ideas, which is cardinal air, fresh push forward of ideas, thoughts. Okay? Diplomatic immunity being developed and created for one. This is why no one ever thinks, this is why Libra never gets in trouble. You ever notice that like Libra never really gets in trouble? They're the best lawyer. I see that thumbs up. I want to appreciate you. They're the lawyer that doesn't lose, right? They're the ones that get everybody off the hook, including themselves. Now, the difference is what's happening now is that Venus has already squared Pluto. The sun in Libra has already squared Pluto. Venus in Libra has already squared Pluto. So we have to take the sun as our power and our authority has met a moment of tension, asking us to grow in power, grow in authority in our relationship dynamics, find a more therapeutic outcome. Because the outcome kind of happens in Capricorn, so this is Pluto. But the outcome is also with where are you facing power dynamics, manipulation, control, okay, in your relationships, love, business, friendships. And in order to have a new, fresh idea, we have to go through what the South Node has been bringing us all year, which is, well, here's this old trauma drama, okay? Here's this drama. Hey, remember this drama last year, 2021? Hey, remember this drama 3 years ago in 2020, okay, when lockdown began and Corona became a worldwide phenomenon, and now it seems to have like disappeared, like, or at least everybody don't give a fuck anymore, right? So my point is, we can't take out the Mars squaring Neptune. Okay, there's a lot of media information. There's a lot of people that you trust. There's a lot of people you believe in. There's a lot of people you listen to. Maybe I am one of them who is feeding you information, and it's like delusion is being taken as for. Even if I'm giving the right information, it's like, are you receiving it in the way that it was intended? And this is something you kind of recognize when Libra in general has well-intended thoughts and ideas about how to make something a positive resolution. It has but it gets into slippery relationships when it overpromises what it can deliver. Now, when I say that, overpromise what it could deliver, if you promise Saturn something, okay, the one who self-discipline, time, rules, regulations, who will actually give you back karma. If you promise Saturn something, or Capricorn, or Aquarius, if you promise them something, and now let's say you don't deliver, well, these are signs full of integrity, and our karmic action will be, in a sense, pushed and equated to the equivalent of you reaping what you sow. Here's the hard part right now. You see what I'm saying? Thank you, Michelle. You see what I'm saying? So here's the hard part. Thank you for those thumbs up. Here's the hard part. And like I said, the chat's open today for everybody, member or not. So take advantage of it. Reason is, I feel this is one of those collective messages I feel right now that, like, this right now I want you to consider as a therapy platform. Okay, like I'm literally calling myself the astro therapist, using astrology to help you, through modern education, in a sense, modern education, leveraging astrology, to evolve. In order to evolve, what was once beneath the surface that was a traumatically painful moment in our lives, which, run from it or not, Scorpio eclipse would be like, bam, bitch! What made you think you were going to get away from that scorpion sting? What you reap is what you sow. The energetic investment, Scorpio is all about energetic exchange, energetic investment. That's the merge. So what you put in is literally what you will get out, is what you will get equivalently reciprocated into your soul. Because this is water, so this is not even a physical thing. It's not something you can physically see, which is why it feels so traumatic in its own way, because like it's fucking attached to you for all of time and eternity. You feel me? Like, what you do, karmically speaking, karma is just the simplest definition of karma is action. So whatever action you take, you will get that equal reaction, but it's out of time and space, which means it does not have to happen when you expect it. And this is what's starting to happen. We're starting to really have to take in how has our expectations of other people. Thank you for those thumbs up. We got 9 people on the line. Give me 9 thumbs. Don't be stingy, okay? Listen, it's like, where have you or I, and I'm trying to give some real examples, okay? Where have I had expectations of people that essentially those expectations were failed? I'm gonna use love, okay? So it's like, there are plenty of times, okay? And this is the Neptune in Pisces element, where this fantasy, this idealism comes in with things and topics around love. There are plenty of times in love, plenty, where I bewildered myself. I literally enchanted myself with a Piscean, watery, mystical, idealistic world around love, around here's what my expectation is, even if it's unconscious, because the majority of it is unconscious, but that doesn't matter, because the outcome is essentially the same. The outcome is the same. When reality strikes, like Mars and Gemini, when reality, Mars and Gemini, takes action to cut down your words, to cut down communication. It's like through communication, you will get cut in your partnerships right now, in your relationships right now. Through communication, you will get cut. Sorry, that was not important actually. I thought maybe it might be. Thank you for that thumbs up. So through communicating in your relationships at work and business, okay, any of your friendships, especially the new value you have within the friendships and the tension that has been placed upon not aligning. For me, what came up is like me not aligning with certain people who might progress my professional career. This is one of the ones, this is how the square has hit me in one way. It's like, it's showing and it's bringing up people who I don't even know, but also that are bringing up memories from the past. And it's like the discernment of like, and also not getting caught on, is this a good memory or is this a bad memory? Because we're already starting to kind of fuck with ourselves. This is kind of how, this is exactly how Neptune in Pisces can dilute the truth, which is Gemini. Neptune in Pisces can dilute the truth by trying to say, like, look at a memory, like, oh, this is a good memory or this is a bad memory. When it's like, in reality, it was neither. It was a memory. So right now, Scorpio and South Node is rising up these memories, okay, before we get ready to merge with a new project for the next 6 months. Because this new moon eclipse, this Scorpio solar eclipse is like, look, the sun is blocked out right now. And the feminine is in front. The feminine is in charge. The feminine and the way that the feminine can move is less about results. It's more about feeling through the entire process in real time. Now, as I say that, masculine in its high divinity is about presence. So I'm going to be straight up. Masculine energy is about presence. The best gift a man can ever give anybody, but let's say a woman in his moment that he loves, is his presence. It's his time. His energy. That's the best gift. Now, the reason I had to kind of like clarify that is to not take away from a woman is naturally fed by that action of the man, right? And she will, if she allows herself to surrender, which is a different story, and if she should even surrender, because it's not saying you should just surrender to any man. You have to be aligned with their values. Okay, you have to have certain principles, certain objective principles of like, this is non-negotiable. Like, I'm not negotiating on this, and I will negotiate on this, and I'm willing to do and shift here. But right here, fuck no, it's not happening. You're going to be challenged to make sure that you pass your lessons from the past. Lessons that are arriving very soon through your dreams and your memories, as well as the pains that you have felt, the ones that were very deeply traumatic. These things will rise, and they can rise through the memory, real-time action, a person brand new that you've never met. For me, it happened more so with a person I brand new I never met, and like, this is a lot between Libra and Capricorn, that square that the Sun and Venus are going through. This is a lot about external validation, external image. These two signs are very public orientated. Libra is politics, and we know how politicians move and groove in the world. They have an image that they give to the camera, and they're this other person behind the camera. You see actors, which is where the danger lies, right? When you got people like Jeffrey Dahmer, the actor is now playing in the role of, you know, a homicidal, let's say, based off the movie's description, monster. So it's like, he's who he is in real life, and he's who he is behind closed doors. Yet, the issue where he failed in this instance is, if you look at his previous roles, he got out of playing those psychological roles, psychological killer type roles, psychologically depressed roles, because he couldn't begin, he's struggling to actually separate those killer mentalities versus who he actually was, or even wants to be, or even desires to be, because Scorpio is desires. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, like, two things can happen in this that can be very either dangerous or beneficial, but yet still tension-filled. So one, you're going to essentially absorb exactly what power dynamics have been placed over you. In what ways are you facing power struggles, power dynamics, manipulation? You're allowing people to manipulate you in relationship dynamics. Friends, lovers, or co-workers, doesn't even matter. Your therapist, doesn't even matter. Politicians to manipulate you, because that's Libra, doesn't matter. What public images, public figures are you basically bending over and giving your ass out? This is what a lot is asking for us. And that's why I feel so serious to say this. Like, How and what ways? And for me, I gave you the prime example of like, I recognize like, damn, I was willing to attach and make connections with people just because it was going to progress my career, that it was going to progress myself. And it's like, damn, it does not even make that person or me within that scenario good or bad. And this is a lot of what's happening with balance. It doesn't exist. We're being asked to take the situation for what it is, where by me accepting the truth, this is Mars and Gemini now, cutting through, by me talking to you, I'm cutting through to the truth, the core, okay? Because again, Gemini's 8th house of Scorpio, so it's like it takes curiosity to get deeply introspective. You understand what I'm saying? It takes you being curious to actually get to the deeper parts of what's pure about your soul. Thank you for hitting that thumbs up. And as a part of all of that, while we're in Scorpio season, but we're going to have Mars in retrograde, Gemini being in retrograde, Gemini being in the home, dignified planet of Scorpio. See, we're not talking about it. We're not talking. If you understand what I just said, yo, drop a heart, drop a thumbs up, something. If you understand what I just said, drop the emoji that makes you feel what you feel. What I'm saying right now, if you didn't get that part, okay, ready? Retrograde is an introspective energy. It's a time to reflect, slow down, and dive deeper. Now in Gemini, dive deeper in what are the different angles that you have taken, the new thoughts, the ideas, the things that have been spread through your lungs out into the world. Okay, and especially in a curious way that has helped you to hone your skills by doing said thing. Okay, now because Scorpio, or Gemini's 8th house is Scorpio, and Mars owns Scorpio as a feminine presence. And Mars likes Scorpio because Scorpio is all about action. Scorpio is an action-driven sign. Even though it approaches that action in a different way, let me try to move out of the sun. This is right. Even though it approaches that in a different way than Aries would, who's also there, who's also in Mars. To cut more to the chase, what I'm saying is this. This Scorpio eclipse is happening while Mars is still in Gemini. So we're going to be willing to have cutthroat conversations. Jamie, one of these ladies who was in my Abundant Reality, shout out to you, Jamie, she had said something like, you know, make it awkward. And Gemini makes things very awkward. What's up, Shireen? Gemini makes things very awkward. And thank y'all for those thumbs up. Gemini will make things awkward because it'll just say the truth in the middle of public, and then it'll just dip out. Not because it's running from you, more likely because it's running from itself. If I'm being honest, that's a part of it with Gemini. But what this is doing is, and I said, like I said, shout out to Jamie, make it awkward. Be willing to have conversations where things get awkward. Where the truth of your relationship, thank you for that thumbs up. The truth of your relationship, the integrity, which is Capricorn is actually in that square, and with Libra. So Capricorn and Libra, they squared, and it already passed, so it's walking away. We're about 3 degrees after the square has happened. So we're going to be like 4 degrees tomorrow, literally, away. And my point behind that is when we step away from the tension of a moment, the results actually start to show. The results don't show when the tension happens, right? Because you're already hot, you're heavy, you're annoyed. You're like, I can't believe he said that to me. I can't believe he told me the truth. I can't believe he said what I needed to hear. I can't believe she did that. I can't believe she believes that. It's like when we get past that initial heat of like what an argument, a discussion will bring up. And again, remember the title. This is trauma drama. So this trauma drama is like, trauma is oftentimes things that have been, trauma is things that are already deep-seated into you. You know what I'm saying? Like the seed has been planted 12 years ago. The seed was planted, when you had to move homes every 5 days. And you don't know what it means to have a home. The seed was planted when you went through sexual molestation. You know what I'm saying? The seed was planted and you no longer want to take risk because you put all your money into this stock and it failed you. And the trauma seed was planted then. So what I'm saying is, South Node Scorpio, the tension, we cannot run away from these discussions and the tension it brings now. We cannot. because Uranus as well is in Taurus. And mind you, Scorpio new eclipse, the Scorpio solar eclipse will affect the exaltation of the moon, which is in Taurus. It will affect Uranus and Taurus. So the things that we need to feel stable is from a place of self-worth. You can't convince Taurus of less than what it is. Taurus will look at you stupid, and it'll stay persistent longer than you as a fixed earth. That's its ability that it has over everybody else, is that it can withstand. It could stay in whatever house you have your Taurus, it'll stay there forever, for better or for worse. Doesn't matter. So Uranus is bringing the irritability and the unconventionality that is shocking Taurus enough to saying, look, for that 3,000 years that you have not moved, you have to move now. We're going to force you to move on things like Scorpio eclipses. Because though this has been a strength, this version and level of self-worth that you have now, it will not make it in the future. Because Uranus is about futuristic, revolutionary, shock and change. Futuristic, okay? I know is Aquarius. I know is Aquarius. So it's like, it's trying to prepare you not for today. So the people you are in relationships with today, they may be secure and they may not be secure. And whether it is or it isn't, it actually does not matter. It is actually preparing you by bringing up the trauma drama from 12 years ago, 15 years ago. It's bringing the trauma drama up to say, blast the fuck off. Okay, Shireen, I see you, baby girl. It's bringing it up to say, in the future, later, you're going to need to have a self-worth of at least this. And right now, you're here. And being here has lasted for the last 30, no, we're going to say 15, has lasted for the last 15 years. This level of density of self-worth has gotten you through. Congratulations. Your self-esteem was absolutely unshakable. And that's great. But Uranus is like, you just seen a little hurricane warning. There's the storms, Uranus, and Taurus is like, I'm not moving. Earthquake. Taurus is like, I don't want to move. Another earthquake. And it happens all over the world. And Taurus is like, I'm gonna fucking, because of all the tension, okay, because of all the cataclysmic trauma that has rised, it is now going to say, look, now I will move. I will uplift this sense of worth within me. And as a part of that, I am willing to have tough, cutthroat decisions. Gemini, Mars cuts. Gemini's conversation, cutthroat decisions. It is Libra season. Libra is talking about what? Everybody's chatting today. I want you to actually utilize this. Like I said, today I opened this specifically today for everybody. Even though I know I'm doing this consistent on a members only, I did today for everybody. Everybody. But because this is where it's important as a leader to make sure that I do exactly that, lead. And in order to lead, I do need to hear you. So as I'm opening this chat so that you can actually share what is sensitive on your heart and split between your mind. Come on now, work with me, baby. Work with me, baby. Work with me, baby. Because I know there's somebody in that chat that needs to say something. I think I saw Taylor. I'm going to get back to you soon. So what is on your heart weighing you heavy? But it's still split between your mind. These two elements right now are you got to look at it as trickster energy, which is that Mars. Okay, I got something. CM, what up, God? Which is Mars. I'm gonna take a slight tour. Right? I got CM on God, right? Notice I just said, thank you, CM. What's up, God? That's how CM wanted to be presented. That's how CM presented him or herself. I actually don't know if you're a male or a female, so forgive me. And it actually doesn't even matter to me at this point. What matters is like, that's how that person wanted to be presented. So this square, if this is their social reputation, so let's say this is on God. Yo, God, what's up, God? If this is Capricorn, the image that's being given to us, okay? Libra is saying, how will I be diplomatic in this? And this image being presented to me. So that's CM God. So what's up, God? What up, dude? What up, God? What up, God? What's up, G? Right? Like that came natural. Now the key is to not give that attention and that validation to CM God if it comes from a place where I'm saying that in order to gain favor from CM God. The square that just passed between Venus and Pluto, the Sun and Pluto and Libra, will say This was not integrity. This was not in integrity. Because remember, Libra is exalted in Saturn. Okay, listen, what does that mean? Libra is stronger in Saturn than Capricorn. Libra is stronger in Saturn than Aquarius. And Capricorn and Aquarius are home in Saturn, but Libra is the exaltation. So it is essentially, literally, it is a fair ruler. If the rule is in Saturn, it's a fair ruler. So my point is, it's also still in for integrity. So Libra has so much information being disseminated to it from Aquarius, the way what do you call it? Cosmic astrology is. Cosmic astrology is very different than like using it for like your simple problems, right? Of like, oh my God, like, you know, money, my home, my boy broke up with me, whatever the fuck it is. Cosmic astrology is like, look, Aquarius, one thing is Aquarius will deliver information to Libra. So Libra is actually on the social collective and Aquarius is not. Aquarius has a choice to involve itself with people on interpersonal. Libra does not. Libra is interpersonally going to show you, you know, what it has to show you. And my point for saying that is, this to better understand Libra. Libra has the information and intelligence of Aquarius, which is I know. So Aquarius knows everything. But Aquarius can't get access to that information because Aquarius won't talk to other people in order to gain and understand that access, to understand what it knows. Libra is in an interpersonal, which means what? It is cardinal air. It is pushing new conversations and ideas and thoughts all the time. It's pushing them all the time. So what happens? Libra now is actually, at an intellectual level, cosmic intelligence level, is more capable than Aquarius. Because Aquarius won't talk to anybody else. But Libra is like, I'll talk to anybody and I don't even have to fucking like you. I don't even have to fucking like you. Now the key is, it still has to abide by the exaltation of Saturn, which is saying what? So if I say something out of integrity, there is a karmic action and reaction. Remember again, you know, shout out to my boy, Neeraj, that did the elemental magic. He talked about earth, wind, fire, air, and ether. And then we talked about karma. And karma is action. So when you act on something, you will reap what you sow. And it does not come in a timeline that you expect. Relationships and the expectation, time is Saturn, right? Time is Saturn. I see hella students apparently. I'm gonna get back to the chat. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna get to you, I promise you. Saturn is time. You feel me? So the exaltation of Libra being in that time space is like, look, the karma that you dished out, that nasty comment that you said to somebody, it's out of time and space. You might not even get that back in this lifetime. So you might be paying for something nasty that you said to somebody out of integrity, Libra, in a relationship, 5 lifetimes ago. But you're paying for it now. So if you stay stuck in your body and you don't connect and meditate, okay, and do some breath work on purpose and intention, it's like, what am I doing wrong? And then it becomes like a fucking bitch mode. And it's like, nobody want to hear all that shit. I don't give a fuck who you are. Nobody wants to hear anybody fucking bitch. Nobody wants to hear anybody bitch. Nobody wants to hear anybody bitch. Nobody. No man wants to listen to a woman bitch, and no woman wants to listen to a man bitch. Nobody wants to listen to that shit. Nobody. Alright? So, I was going somewhere with that I might have missed, but let me check your comments and see what's up. Necheye. I hope I said that right, because it sounds like such a beautiful name, Taylor. I'm trying to... Necheye. I wish, I'm gonna like, I would like want to like talk to you. I want to like have you call me and be like, yo, how you pronounce your name? Okay, cool. So let's check this comment. She said, Miss Taylor, I have a question. My natal Mars is in Gemini in the 8th house. Ooh. So we here. This Scorpio season is critical. Off the rip, it's critical for you. Will this mean I feel more intensely or I feel more natural? I'm kind of naturally awkward. Yeah, Gemini actions are awkward as fuck, yeah. Gemini say the awkwardest things. They say shit just out of curiosity and just like catch everybody off guard, including themselves, but they're quick enough and their mind is fast enough to catch up before everybody else. So, you know, they can like, that's how the persuasiveness of the Gemini tongue and their actions can play. So I hope that was helpful, Taylor. Let me see. Oh yeah, and a Taurus sun. So when you have a natal return, you have a planet return, so you have a Mars return this year, right? I really believe that the 8th house, I have Gemini in the 8th house, by the way, so I am familiar with that energy. To be honest, there's so many different ways you can go with that. Because I've seen too many, so I need more information to know what area of the 8th house do we go, what did we take, okay? But to help you understand this as I move forward, you it's literally the exact message. That's why you energetically got attracted. You're literally cutting through the trauma, okay? Through having discussions, through just joining in curiously. Mind you, Gemini is a peer group type person. So Gemini like works well in social groups with other people. It literally uses its skills. Gemini's skills. Skills require practice. And you're a Taurus, so you literally have talents that you have practiced over a long time. So Mars and Gemini is about like recognizing how can you turn your talent and sharpen it into a more sincere or more profound 8th house skill that will be used to cut through trauma, likely in discussion or group conversations. Curiously, it's almost like cutting through the bullshit by curiously expressing the thoughts, the ideas, the words, the communications that you kept private, because 8th house is still private. So Gemini 8th house, like I know this for myself, right? Like I have a Gemini in the 8th, and but I also have a Venus in the 7th. So I do have a Venus in the 7th of Gemini, but I also got Venus in the I'm sorry, I have Venus and Gemini in the 7th house. Yet I still have a Gemini in the 8th, and I've witnessed in my life that how that manifested is I didn't used to share my words. I didn't used to share my thoughts. And when you have too much air that circulates in a fixed watery cycle, okay, this becomes overthinking, a hyperinflated sense of desire, right? Or even ego in sex. Like this could be like a sexual ego that manifests by what is not coming out in words, can come out wild, and your own thought process of what you feel about your sexual prowess. So I mean, again, I don't know where I'm going at precisely, right? Because this is not an actual. I don't have a whole chart, but let me try to move forward, see what we're seeing. Late to the party, man. This is resonating. Gang, what's up? Thank y'all all to my members. You know, shout out to you. If you are a member in here, drop one of your custom-made emojis. I made these emojis myself, so I am super proud of that. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. I think we just got one more member, so I'm gonna be able to implement one more emoji based off the emojis that you see. So while I have my members in the chat, what emoji or concept, and I'll design it. Okay, what concept would you like to see? What would you like to have access to? I love the peace. I love the peace sign. Okay, what concept? Absolutely, Taylor. Oh, you a Scorpio rising too? Oh, this is a different conversation. Oh, Taylor, this is a different convo. Welcome, Scorpio rising. We got a bunch of us on this chat. I feel like I need to make a WhatsApp just for my Scorpio risings so that we could talk about deep shit. I even thought about running a retreat only for Scorpios. Like, if you ain't a Scorpio rising, sun, or moon, you can't even come. That's why we got the Phoenix in there. Side note, because you know we're always going through our rebirth. So what's important to mention right now in the moment, I'm gonna get back to your comments, is Scorpio always has to let go, right? So right now you're being asked to energetically let go of something, especially if you know what is more pure to your soul and your most intimate of relationships. So the more deeply you're willing to see into yourself, understand that this is an energetic merge, and you can't merge if an energy is out of alignment or out of balance. So you will merge into the point of the alignment is out. So what I mean is, if, like for me, for example, excuse me. So this is me at Gemini 8th house, talking about finances. So for my Gemini 7th house, I'm talking to you about this on a therapeutic way. My Gemini 8th house would say something like this, which would never usually say something like this. I recently just gave up a $6,000 offer because it was out of alignment. Now, I'm an astrologer, a black astrologer living in the world where right now I'm currently in Mexico. $6,000 can do a lot. Gemini, my investment, I would naturally not talk about, keep this investment private, but it's important for a learning lesson. It was out of alignment, it's out of integrity. So Scorpio eclipse is saying, we're gonna fuck, and I know this. This is about right now. Today is a Venus Cazimi, so I know this. So it's like, I know that by letting this go, there will be something $12,000 as an offer that comes out of nowhere, but only because of the faith of taking that step, that leap. Now, it's 8 on screen. 8 people watching and 8 thumbs up. Look at that. Hit the thumbs up. Look at that 8 to 9. All right. 8 is investment. I'm talking Scorpio. I can't even make this shit up. Like, look at the synchronicity. The Venus Cazimi is here. It's 29 degrees in Libra. This is prophetic. The 29th degree is prophetic. So my point is, now let's say talking merge. So I just let soul something that brought me a lot of, it would have brought a lot of security. Taurus. So Uranus and Taurus is like, look, I'm not being stubborn and I'm letting go of this physical money. I'm letting go of $6,000. I'm letting it go. I'm letting it go. And I'm trusting that not just more, but better will come. So Gemini 8th house is a prime example right there. Like, I would naturally not, Gemini don't talk about their investments. They don't talk about their investments. But us doing so will allow us to cut through something deeper. You feel me? Allow us to cut through a deeper thought process within my own psyche, because 8th house is still the psyche. In Gemini, I have my psyche in Gemini. There's an asteroid called Psyche, and I have my psyche in Gemini as well. So it's like, by sharing this with you here and now, it allows me to get deeper in my psyche. Listen, I love y'all so much, but I've been waiting for this call. This is from Asia. 1 second. Oh no, it hung up. What the? I swear to God, I'm taking this call. I'm gonna try to answer one more question. I think something happened. Maybe she's gonna call right back. I've been waiting for this call. Lost so much, but I got it back. Like, I'm in a place of wondering how can I balance these during the time my mind gets so muddy. How you balance it is legit. I swear to God, right now, talk therapy is where it's at. I told people a long time ago, Scorpio was like, this is probably why the call didn't work. Energetic change and shackles are different than physical boundaries, right? So something like rent might be a physical boundary, a physical shackle, right? Like, I gotta pay my rent, whatever the fuck it is. Okay, great. But it's even more different than that. But I'm gonna use that as an example right now. So even if I get the $100 and I overcome this physical boundary, this physical barrier, this, right? Like something material, money. That's not an energetic barrier. So a lot of us will need to, in the Scorpio season, to make energetic releases. So this is something like angel Reiki. Okay, you get me right there? Like angel Reiki, it's a prime example. It's like, I do angel Reiki, and this is about freeing your soul by using angelic guides. Dragons to relieve lower level frequencies. Okay, dragons relieve lower level frequencies, for example, from 1st to like 5th dimension. And I say 5th still as a lower frequency. Okay, even though that's where we're still going, it shows our evolution so far. Right? Unicorns have a different primary responsibility. They work 8th dimension up. Right? So it's like, you taking care of your rent doesn't fucking matter in the 8th dimension. Like, you have 8th dimensional crimes. You have 8th dimensional traumas. You feel me? You have 8th dimensional drama. So your 3D reality issue, it doesn't matter how many different times you relieve that bondage. It's gonna rebind you, and it's gonna get more intense to try to reveal to you you have deeper energetic work to do. So I don't even know who the fuck I was talking to when I said that, to be honest. I don't even remember. I don't know who exactly I was talking to, but I said it to say, like, energetic healings, past life regressions. Prime example, I did an Akashic record reading. Me getting access back to 4 more of my past lives has birthed a new me, in a sense, a new sense of worth. Now, the thing is what you're gonna realize. When you come to a new sense of value for self, a new sense of worth, who once worked with you in the merge might not work anymore. So it's not even that something is wrong with the person. Thank you, Shireen. Thank you, CM. God. It's not even that you're working with the person. Somebody just got free from hell. 1010 on screen. 1010 is a hell loop. When you see 1010, oftentimes it means that somebody else just went into an etheric prison as more etheric beings have come out. There's always an exchange. And this is happening deeply right now. So 1010. We just hit the... Thank you for those thumbs up. Absolutely. So you were born at 10:10 p.m. I know people that was born at 10:10 p.m. You see the look on my face? This is when I'm going for Gemini 8th house. I can't do nothing this time. This is for Gemini 8th house. I can't even say shit. Okay, look at that. That's how I know it's not. Yeah, you got chills? Sabrina, you're on live. Hola. I miss you so much. I'm telling them bye. Bye, ladies and gentlemen.